if we look at this in detail, and I'll wait for the screen to refresh again. I think it's doing that now. Okay, so if you try to sort of analyze this kind of a web page, right, you'll see certain common patterns and trends across any such business or any such website that you come across. So I have kind of highlighted the areas that we can see here, and at the top left corner, if you see, I have put a Discover tab sort of, and basically that's the capability to search using different metadata or very specific things that you might be looking for, right? It might be currently, what the screen I have shown is restaurants in the Koramangala area in Bangalore, which is one of the popular eat out areas, right? So you could search for location, you could search for type of restaurant, you could search for restaurants with the highest ratings and all that. So that's kind of how you discover the best place to eat. And then if you see on the top right side, I have two blobs saying engage and explore, right? So these are sort of pointing to the fact that now you use engagement with the customer to give the capability to explore options and to find out other things or other kinds of necessities a customer might have. You might even kind of plant the seed in the customer's mind about things which the customer never thought that they needed. Right? So this is called kind of building the need rather than catering to a need. So engage and explore are basically how do you get ratings and feedback from the customers, and how do you publish those back, or how do you kind of use that data to push your products to the customer. So if you see on this website, you have an area where you can provide your review or your rating. So that's how you're engaging the customer to give you inputs into the experience. And then you are using the same data to show the number of reviews, the number of wish lists, the rating at the top. If you see at the top right corner, there's a 3.7 out of 5 rating. So you're using the engagement data to give the capability to the customer to explore and find kind of other things about this product which they wouldn't have known otherwise, right? In the traditional model, they would have only known their own experience. They wouldn't have known what 800 other viewers or diners have faced in this restaurant. Right? So that's the engage and explore model. And all of these kind of lead you to the buy, which is basically the center of the page. And it kind of either is used to kind of make your decision for you to buy, or upsell or cross-sell. You might have come to buy one thing, but using discover, engage, and explore, you could end up being sold more than you kind of came in for. So that's the concept, and I spent a little bit of time here because I wanted the concept to be very clear, and because this will be the basis of what I'll be using to explain what we're going to talk about next. So hopefully that kind of brings out the aspects that we're talking about, and now going forward we'll see the same thing in another very popular area, right? So this website should be very familiar to all of you again, and this is basically Amazon.com. And if you see, it's the exact same model. Again, you have the same discover, explore, buy, engage kind of interactions going out on between the product and the company, and the customer, right? So again, you are using feedback from the customer and data from the customer to let the customer discover and explore and then make a buying decision. And one extra thing that you see with Amazon is that they also take care of your previous customer history to sort of propose things that you might want to buy next, right? And I think sites like Zomato have not tried doing that yet, but that's another level of engagement that you can get to. And that's equally applicable to any area that we are talking about. So what I'm trying to show here is that this model is independent of the kind of product or the business model or the area in which you are building products, right? It's equally applicable to any product that you're trying to build, because the way the customer engages with the product experience has fundamentally changed, and it's kind of driving the industry as we go forward. Now, a lot of researchers like Forrester have been studying this model, and you will find that there are different ways that this model is explained, but I am kind of sort of sticking to the Forrester model here. And if you go to Forrester Research blogs and website, you would find a much more detailed explanation of each of these areas. But this is how they categorize the different stages of the customer engagement lifecycle, right? And that's how I have been kind of naming them in the last two sites that we looked at. And they call it the discover, explore, buy, and engage, right? And obviously, I think these are self-explanatory, but just to go over it once again, discover is basically where you, instead of having the customer sort of decide on something and come and